Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name's Jax. I thought it would be nice to have a sort of introduction here for the start of this channel. Well, almost the start of this channel. So if you haven't seen me or my content before, here's where to start. As I said, my name's Jax, and I'm an artist, cosplayer, content creator, and overall nerd, which my interests very much reflect. My main interest is Transformers, but I also enjoy a plethora of other geek culture and media, including cosplaying, video games, cartoons and anime, theater, and film. Some of my favorites other than Transformers are Beauty and the Beast, Mass Effect, Phantom of the Opera, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. As far as my art goes, I'm primarily a digital artist, but still dabble in traditional media here and there. I do have watercolors that I touch every so often, as well as Copic markers. I also plan on getting maybe some gouache in the future because I think that would be really cool to play around with. I really love how gouache looks. I've been drawing since 2014 and started my digital art journey in 2016. Art is truly one of my passions, and I love having learned such a beautiful and amazing skill. Every so now and then I still wow myself because I know my younger self would be looking up to me and be like, wow, that's so cool, I've been wanting to do this for so long and you're finally doing it. So it's so cool. Art really is just amazing. I've been a cosplayer since 2019 when I did my first cosplay on TikTok as Seren from Mystic Messenger. I had done cosplays here and there before then, starting 2014 when I did technically my first cosplay, Jeff the Killer, but it was truly when I got on TikTok that I was sent into this hobby and truly put my heart and soul into creating these costumes and becoming these characters, and it's been so much fun. I've especially been really lucky on TikTok to amass a small following that does enjoy my content, especially now since I'm primarily a Transformers cosplayer. So I'm so appreciative of that to this day. Some of my dream cosplays are to make a full armor build for Garrus Vicarian, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, you know, her beautiful, gorgeous gown, and another full armor build for Transformers Prime Megatron. On this channel, you will most likely see me posting digital art content, whether it be skits and YouTube shorts, animatics, speed paints, and the occasional topic video. I also plan to do a bunch of other content on here other than just my digital art content, including cosplaying, general Transformers content, mental health content, and really anything else that piques my interest, which can be very niche at times, so I do apologize. I am also a queer, Hispanic, neurodivergent, and disabled woman. I know very little Spanish, sadly. And that also means that all of my platforms, channels, and social media, etc. are safe spaces for BIPOC, neurodiverse, disabled, and LGBTQIA+ people. Okay, I think that's all of the important stuff out of the way. What else do people do in these kinds of videos? Oh, fun facts. That's something people do, right? Alright, so some fun facts about me. I was born and raised in the United States in Texas till I was about 12 years old, until me and my family moved halfway across the world to a little country called New Zealand. And I've been living here ever since. I honestly wouldn't go back. I really love it here and I consider it my home now. I played Katarina in a version of Taming of the Shrew. It was for a little Shakespeare group that I was in high school for a little Shakespeare event that I wound up winning, and it was a really cool experience. I might talk about it at some point in time if y'all are interested in any of my theater experiences, because I actually have one really funny story from back when I was in theater, so y'all might hear a bit of that in the future. Let's see, one more thing. I have a cat. Her name is Lurleen, and she is pure white, but not albino, because I have been told in the past that apparently a pure white cat that isn't albino is pretty rare, so that's pretty cool. She is my baby. I love her so much. She very much has a temper and an attitude, but despite that, I still love her, and she's just my little baby girl. Oh, actually, before I forget, a little bit about the illustration that's going on in the background here. So this was just a little illustration I wanted to make for myself for my birthday. It was a combination of kind of the two things that are my favorite thing in the world, Beauty and the Beast and Transformers, because I'm a sucker for a good crossover when it comes to my favorite things, and I will absolutely just mash the universes that I love most at that current time together. It's basically exactly what's happening here in this speed paint. As you can also see, it depicts Megatron and Optimus, or kind of Orion Pax here. That's Orion Pax in the picture there, before his prime days. Because I'm also such a sucker for the ship Megop. They are just, they are my OTP. I actually don't know if people still use that phrase anymore, OTP. Man, you can kind of tell what age of the internet I'm from. But yeah, I personally really like how this turned out. It's just simple. I allowed myself to just make mistakes and let it not be like a perfect piece, because I think the colors honestly could have been like brighter, more saturated in places. This piece was just meant to be like, you know, have fun, make mistakes, don't care about what people will think about you, just make your thing that'll make you happy and go for it. And I did. It looks awesome. I actually made Megatron look a little more like a Predacon. That's what I was kind of going for, since this is meant to be like TFP style align continuity crossover. And while they don't really have beast formers in the Align Continuity and Transformers Prime, they do have Predacons. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. If I make, like, Megatron, how do I, like, beastify him if, you know, they're already robots? They can't really turn human unless you're doing, like, a human Formers AU or something. So I was like, oh, I can make him, like, a Predacon. He's, like, a dragon or something. That would be really cool. So I did give him some, like, as you can see, some like different audials and everything that are a little more long and wispy, pointed and everything, which honestly works really well for Megs, because I also worked off his design when he's possessed by Unicron. So luckily I also had that as a bit of reference, because he's already a bit pointed and musty looking there, so I just kind of took inspiration from that and some of the Predacons. And yeah, it became this mishmash. But I still like this piece. It's very simple. It's just guilty pleasure. I love it. It's just cute and I like it. Alright, so I think that's everything that y'all need to know about me and the channel. So I will let y'all continue watching the speed paint while I fade off into the background. I hope you have a good day wherever you may be, and I will see you later. Bye!